Namaskar Sadhguru, my name is Ritu. My question is, what according to you is being successful in spirituality?
In spirituality or life?
In spirituality. And will I know it before I die?
See, what this entire contrived ideas about what is spirituality, what's happened is people think if they're seeking God, they're spiritual. What you need to understand is, you have already made an assumption and then you're trying to concretize your assumption. You want a guru to tell you, yes, God is there seeking. Seeking means this, you don't know whether God rules this existence or devil rules this existence. You don't know, that's why you want to seek. Seeking means you do not know and you want to know. If one has to be successful, as I said earlier, the most important thing is your intelligence is not identified with anything. Because the nature of the intellect is this, the moment you take on an identity, your intellect will work hard to protect that identity. You just have to tell yourself 3 times, I'm an Indian. Suddenly everything Indian looks nice, everything across the border doesn't look nice. You just have to tell yourself, I'm this, and immediately it only protects that and nothing else. This is the nature of the intellect. In fact, that is the work of the intellect, because intellect is a tool of survival. Intellect is not ultimate intelligence. Unfortunately, because we are too much under European influence and somebody there said, I think so, I exist, we just lost it. In India, in the yogic system, we do not ascribe too much significance to your thought, first of all. So why we do not give significance to thought process is, it can only happen from the limited data that you have gathered. What you call as thought, whatever kind of thought you have, is just recycling the limited data that you have gathered. You may think about gods, you may think about pleasure, you may think politics, you may think money. It is only the data that you have you're recycling. So see, you may be thinking whatever. So I have been telling, this is a hard thing to do with people, constantly telling them, if God appears in your meditation, you just have to ignore him. But Sadhguru, if Shiva comes, especially if he comes, because Shiva is coming only because of the calendar images that you have seen. If you were born elsewhere, somebody else would be coming. So this is the old data playing up. So whatever plays up. See, you cannot think God, you cannot think money, you cannot think the ocean or the sky. You're only recycling the limited data. So we don't acknowledge thought process as a great form of intelligence. It's a wonderful instrument for handling your survival in the material world. But if you want to pursue something, there are other dimensions of intelligence within you. To put it very, very simply, today afternoon, whatever you had for lunch, let us say you had a chapati. A chapati turns into a wonderful woman like you, because you ate the chapati. If Suhail ate this chapati, it will turn into a man. If a dog eats
But I am a man.
That is why I'm saying. You're not getting it. What I'm saying is, if a dog eats the chapati, it turns into a dog. So very intelligent chapati, you think? No, this is programmed. In your system, there is a certain volume of memory and intelligence which is capable of turning a simple chapati into a human being. When I say a human being, I am talking about the most complex mechanism in the universe that we know of. There may be others, but this is the most complex mechanism in the universe that we know of. What have you manufactured such a complex machine with? With chapatis, bananas, dal and this and that? Just about anything you eat gets transformed. So there is an intelligence within you which is the very source of creation. Instead of finding access to this, you are too lost in your own thought process. Once you get lost in your thought process, your identities become super strong. When they become super strong, you have a sense of confidence, but all your clarity will go away. People ask me, Sadhguru, all other gurus are doing so many miracles, you don't do anything. I say, you want me to pull a pigeon out of my pocket? If I do that, you will have a bird and I'll have a shitty pocket. So about being successful with our spiritual process, this is all you have to do. Tonight when you go home, sit on your bed, look at yourself, what is you, what you gathered, okay? You have a home, you gathered it. You have people, you gathered them. You have clothes, you gathered this. You have a body, you gathered this. The content of your mind, you gathered it. See, before going to bed, close your eyes and see if you can keep all that aside, even intellectually. Just try to keep it aside and go to bed every day. You will see one day you will wake up in a way you have not believed possible, truly awake.
Dear seekers, in the journey of life, where does the path of spirituality lead us? What does it mean to be successful on this spiritual path? And how do we measure such success, not in worldly terms but in the currency of the soul? Success on the spiritual path is a journey unlike any other. It is not measured in milestones of material gain, accolades, or societal status. Instead, it is a profound inward journey, a transformation of the inner self that often goes unnoticed by the outer world. In this realm, success is not about reaching a destination but about how deeply and authentically one travels. Consider the example of a river flowing towards the ocean. The river does not strive to be successful in its journey, it simply flows, sometimes meandering, sometimes rushing, adapting to the contours of the land. In the same way, success on the spiritual path is about flowing with life, embracing every twist and turn with acceptance and awareness. At the heart of this journey is the understanding that spirituality is not an escape from the world but a deeper engagement with it. It's like a lotus flower, which grows in muddy water yet blooms into something beautiful. The mud represents the challenges and trials of life, and the blooming lotus symbolizes the growth and beauty that can arise from these experiences. The path also involves a continual process of self-inquiry and self-awareness. It requires us to look within and confront our deepest fears, desires, and attachments. This process is not easy. It's akin to holding a mirror up to our soul and seeing both its flaws and its inherent beauty. Success on this path also comes from cultivating qualities like compassion, love, patience, and humility. These are not qualities one can simply decide to have. They must be nurtured like a garden, tended to with the water of conscious practice and the sunlight of sincere intention. In the end, success on the spiritual path is about realizing our interconnectedness with all of life. It's about seeing beyond the illusion of separateness and understanding that at a fundamental level, we are all one. This realization brings a profound sense of peace and harmony, both within oneself and with the world. So, success on the spiritual path is a unique and deeply personal journey. It is about finding one's own truth and living in alignment with it. It's a journey without a final destination, where each step taken in awareness and love is a success in itself. Dear seekers, as we delve deeper into this understanding, we recognize that the spiritual path is not linear. It's more like a spiral, where we come back to similar lessons and experiences, each time with a deeper understanding and a broader perspective. The path is not about accumulating knowledge or spiritual experiences, but about deepening our understanding and expanding our consciousness. Consider the seasons of the year. Each season has its unique beauty and challenges, and we don't judge a year by a single season. Similarly, the spiritual journey has seasons of growth, stagnation, blossoming, and shedding. Success in this context is about embracing each season for what it teaches us, without clinging to any particular phase. This journey also involves the realization that true happiness and peace come from within. It's not dependent on external circumstances or the opinions of others. Like a tree that stands firm regardless of the weather, our inner peace and happiness should be unshakable by external events. This is not to say that we become indifferent to the world, but that we find a center of calmness and stability within ourselves that remains constant. Furthermore, on this path, service to others becomes a natural expression of our spiritual growth. As we become more aware of our interconnectedness, the artificial barriers between self and others start to dissolve. We begin to see helping others as helping ourselves. Success then also includes the joy and fulfillment that comes from making a positive difference in the lives of others, however small it may be. Dear seekers, success on the spiritual path is a continuous unfolding and deepening of understanding, a journey that is both inward and outward. It is about finding balance, harmony, and peace within oneself and in relation to the world. It's a journey of becoming more compassionate, more loving, more aware, not as a goal to be achieved, but as a natural state of being. In this journey, every step taken with a pure heart and an open mind is a step toward success.